so good for them. But you are giving them fat. It's still like you want to give them fat food now. You have to, fry it, process it. We don't do that. But what we do more of whole grain like leggings. We have complex carbohydrate. We have we do like we give them all this nutrient rice to eat. And for some of them that they don't have any metabolic disorder, then of course we actually give them an healthy food like kara is there that we can give them. But what the soup are we giving them? These are the things we must understand. Energy is most important in people that have mental health. We must understand that they need energy, their mood must be okay. If you don't actually look for violence, they have to be fine. They have to be okay. And these are the things that we consider in giving our people food. Food is as treatment that I can think of. Forget about taking drugs. Food is one of the our area of medicine that actually help the drug things very well. In a very serious that they don't have the standard kitchen to cook for their patient, they don't do it. Like in a hospital, when you see our kitchen and standard kitchen, we actually our priority is to make sure that they eat very well, and then while they are eating well, what kind of drug we are giving them, they are going to get better. And that's one of the things that the hospital man actually put in place, that their patient, this patient in UBC must eat very well, good food. And then management have been spending a lot of money on that. Food affects mood, affect how someone think, and it affect behavior. Even they affect actually stimulate to the whatever treatment they are taking. Food affects, mental health. Capital yes.
Thank you, Mr. Gbenga. I like that capital yes part. Okay, another question I want to ask is, you know that nowadays a lot of us eat out. We see it as a status thing. Many people don't want to cook out. So even when you have food at home, you just have to go out to eat. I'm beginning to think that it is a status thing, or let's put it mildly, a shakara thing, or that kind of a thing. So if we go out to eat, putting into consideration that most of the things or the ingredients that are used in cooking outside are color based. You see, you are buying fried rice somewhere, it's so green, you're beginning to wonder if you want to eat from the forest and all of that. So talk to me, Mr. Gbenga, how do we make healthier choices when we eat out, and how are we sure of the condition of what we are eating?
Yes. The first thing must bear in mind in our mind is, productivity depends nutritional status.
Okay.
Do you hear what I
Yeah.
productivity depends on healthy nutrition status.
Yeah, I get
Healthy,
that.
healthy. Yes, we must understand that. Number
Okay.
one, we have to understand the food we are eating. What we fail to understand in Nigeria is that's why nutrition should be the part of curriculum in every course we study in the university. You know
Okay.
why? Why is it? Someone
Please
must
tell
understand
us.
the principle of nutrition. Principle of nutrition. When you understand principle of nutrition, that will actually, give you a kind of knowledge and it prepare you to what is carbohydrate, what is protein, what is fat. If you understand what is carbohydrate, what is the function of carbohydrate, what is the function of protein, what is the function of fat. You know some people when they go and eat, when they want to eat now, they want
Yes.
to say that they have this. They want to say that let people say I'm worthy enough to eat whatever I want to eat. They don't consider the health, but they consider what people will say. That's why you see people go out there, they enter one see it ended up spending almost starting about 25,000 naira for one single plate of they give you plenty chicken, and then they give them little maybe eba or amala or pursue, and then they see oh, look at that person is eating well. We must understand that fried food is not what an adult, a adult to engage in. And if you should understand these stages to help you that we should do. When you go to the kitchen and look at that, what kind of choices of food they out there? What the variety they out there? Do they have porridge that are actually, smiling with plenty oil? Is that what we want to buy? Look at another one. Do they have the one they prepare with vegetables and then have all those, you know, every ingredient there, you can see. So because you don't have the knowledge of nutrition, you have knowledge of physical things that you see, how sweet it is, how appealing it is. So people don't know about what are the nutrients inside this thing. Can I tell you something? Someone say I'm not eating enough of oil. Oil is not part of my food. That person is eating plenty of protein. If you eat protein, you eat oil. Someone is hypertensive and eat lots of meat. Everybody, and then even when they figure it out, they don't eat for bread. That's the lie. If you eat protein, you are eating salt. If you eat protein, you are eating fat. Protein, salt, and fat, they are there. Any meat that you eat, there is protein there, that's there. So the amount of protein that you, the plenty salt and taking fat you are taking, that's what people understand about the nutrition. And then when you go out there, I want to, if you understand nutrition very well, you can go out there. Okay, give me little yam, and my yam is with vegetable. Don't give me with fried egg. Yam to be with maybe egg sauce, fish
Okay.
sauce, or even meat sauce. That's what I want for my yam. Not go and buy yam and they put plenty fried egg there, and then after that egg, you see that they say, okay, give me small beans join. They
Most
are
of us
just
say
eating,
that
but they
as
don't understand.
enjoyment.
Do you understand? You don't understand. But we must understand nutrition for our body has to help us in every course. If we are studying law, we must have the course with studying the truth to understand what nutrition is all about, what it's all about. Just go and be buying something. That one can reduce people develop non-communicable disease in this country. When we have the knowledge of nutrition from preliminary university year one, you have nutrition course, year two you have nutrition course, even help you to build your own family,
Okay.
and then even in the country, nobody will fit hospital as such. Just go there, have your checkup. If there's anything, minor thing will not be happening. Malaria
Okay,
even
Mr.
reduce
Gbenga,
is
our
under the
time is almost up, but I need to ask you this one question before we wrap up, and that is the issue of finding an alternative for our children, alternative to noodles. Every child wants to eat noodles. Every mother wants to cook noodles for the child because it is fast, it is easy, and it is quite delicious. But we've also read that it is not so good for our kids. So what is the alternative? Can there be an alternative?
yes, of course. In fact, I want to tell you, say cocoyam and then Irish potatoes and then rice actually are there. You know what? In children now, this is one of the major children they have. And if you go out there, you see type 1 diabetes, people, some of them, some of with, cancer in children. Have you noticed that? Because of parents want to then do that, not actually healthy care. And then when we have a lot of food that we can do, even though those are people right for them, that should come along with some fiber that will make you okay because of their God. So they must do a lot of things from all this, complex development. So movies could be something that is not actually give regularly. You have to alternate it, but when you want to alternate it, you don't do it with egg, you don't do it with those things. What I need to take, I don't put it of oil there. And then if you want to do what you put to your activity, and then you see on that day that you have a lot of food that is dependent on their God because of giving them all those things you are giving them. So,
Okay.
it's actually processed moving. I mean, internet part, you can't be giving them those things because the process is some of those that thing actually came about. We don't know
Okay.
how we protect it, how we produce it. That one is danger. So we have
Okay.
to look after it. And I want to tell you, the families should be the something that they will expose our children to. Family food. If family is healthy, of course, the children emulate what the family is eating. They don't have choice. They have to go with what family is doing. That is what we should understand
All right, Mr.
about
Gbenga, thank you so much for finding time to be with me on the program today on Healthy Living. You have demystified some myths about nutrition, and of course, you have told us exactly what should be done when it comes to nutrition. Thank you so much. We hope to do this again very soon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, this is it for today. The ball is in your court. Do to yourself what you will as far your health is concerned. But don't forget that your health is your wealth and it is in your hands.
RTV, certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
ITV, certainly the best.
It is my delight, as always, to have you join us on the program News Review for this week and the last edition of the program in this month of January 2026. I am Deborah Ivie Ugbefon. Thank you so much for joining us on News Review. Our first reports for review this week says the main entrance to the office of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, on Monday was short by the staff of the Federal Capital Territory Administration as they commenced an indefinite strike to press home their demands. The staff, led by their union, embarked on their action to demand better condition of service from the administration of Minister Nyesom Wike.
Unveiling of the 2025 renegotiated agreement between the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU, President of the union, Professor Chris Pinoa, decried that poor governance structures in some universities have continued to undermine the effective utilization of resources despite the recognition of university autonomy in law. He noted that while autonomy exists in principle, its implementation remains weak, leading to persistent external interference in university administration. According to him, the arbitrary dissolution of governing councils and interference in the appointment of vice-chancellors have become recurring challenges, undermining meritocracy and institutional stability.
There have been instances where governing council's recommendations were rejected by either the ministry or the visitors in the states. Preferred candidates were imposed despite not emerging as the best ranked by the selection panels. Appointment processes are often skewed to favor political interests. Such interventions erode university meritocracy and create legitimacy crisis for the vice-chancellors that are appointed through that process. It often leads to prolonged internal conflicts in the universities, litigations, and staff polarization. This does not speak well of what the university stands for.
He further noted that research and development funding is a key component of the 2025 ASU federal government renegotiated agreement, noting that Nigerian universities have suffered inadequate research funding for decades.
Research funding is not a luxury, but a necessity for any university that seeks relevance, excellence, and societal impact. A university without strong research funding risks becoming a mere teaching institution, disconnected from innovation, policy influence, and national development.
Professor Pinowa expressed optimism that the new agreement would help strengthen research outputs and improve the overall quality of higher education in the country. From Abuja, Comfort Idoko, ITV News.
Also in the week, we reported that all is not well following the latest agreement between the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, as the union raised fresh concerns over alleged mismanagement of funds and weak structures in some Nigerian universities. Education correspondent Comfort Idioko reports that ASU President Professor Chris Pinowa disclosed that the situation is threatening accountability, stability, and academic standards across the Nigerian universities.
This was the situation at the main entrance to the FCTA Secretariat on Monday morning. It was locked up by the Joint Unions Action Committee, Federal Capital Territory Administration FCTA, Federal Capital Development Authority FCDA, and State Development Agencies SDAs. Speaking to ITV on the reasons for the strike, the Vice President of JUAC, Comrade Musa Stefano, says the action became necessary due to long-time neglect of staff's welfare by the present administration, a situation he describes as hopeless.
You can see that we are shutting down the gates of FCT, FCD, and all our parastatals and agencies. Seriously, we've been having issue with the management of FCT and the Minister of FCT. He has refused to meet with the union. At least we are the stakeholders of union is the stakeholder of every organization. The minister have refused to talk to us. And there are so many issues, welfare issues. We have issues like promotion.
Particularly, the union fought the staff promotion exams conducted recently in which there was mass failure, describing it as a deliberate move to sabotage the effort of workers.
But the issue of promotion of 2024, the promotion was conducted last November, December, and it was a mass failure. It was conducted by the FCT Civil Service Commission, and you know they use CBT. This is the first time the FCT administration is using CBT, which will appeal to them that the staff should be trained before that exam should be conducted, but nothing happened. Even when they were writing the exams, there were so many glitches.
Well, the workers say that adding to their difficulty is the fact that getting the FCT minister to discuss with them on their plight has become a very difficult task, as nobody can approach the FCT minister. And as for when the strike is going to end, they say that this can only be determined by the resolve of the FCT minister to address the challenges they have brought before him. From the FCTA Secretariat, Organi Victor, ITV News.
The Federal High Court in Abuja John Wick Konda review fixed January 22nd for the trial of activist and former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore over amended cyberbullying charges filed against him by the Department of State Services. The trial judge Justice Mohammed Garba Umar adjourned the matter on Monday last week after Sowore was rearraigned on a 2-count charge alleging defamation of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
The amended charge filed on December 5, 2025 accuses Sowore of cyber stalking and defamation under the Cybercrime Prohibition Prevention Amendment Act 2024. The case was signed on behalf of the federal government by the prosecution, Akyun Luke in the SAN, who says Sowore allegedly posted messages on his verified X and Facebook account on August 25, 2025, referring to President Bola Tinubu as a criminal and accusing him of lying about corruption during a trip to Brazil. The DSS claims the statements were knowingly false and capable of causing a breakdown of law and order, thereby constituting cyber stalking offenses. Sowore pleads not guilty to both counts However, the commencement of the trial was stalled after his counsel, Abubakar Marshal, objected that the prosecution failed to attach the names of the particulars of witnesses to the proof of evidence, arguing that the omission violates the defendant's right to fair hearing under Section 36 of the 1999 Constitution. Justice Mohammed Umar consequently adjourned the trial to January 22nd and ordered the prosecution to comply with the law by providing full details of its witnesses and relevant documents. The court also struck out X Corporation and Meta Platforms as co-defendants, following an application by the prosecution, leaving Sowore as the sole defendant in the case. After the proceeding, counsel briefed press.
This is the first time in a long time that we will see that the government will file a case and they would not list any witness that they intend to prove their case before the court. It was on that basis that we objected to the arraignment today.
The charge is strictly spread against the defendant, Omoyele Sowore. And that's why we brought an application to amend the charge and take out the other defendants who are either to part of the matter. It's as simple as that.
From Abuja, Joseph Kadri, ITV News.
Vice President Kashif Shettima, during a week on Diary Review, said the inauguration of Nigeria's first house in Davos reflects renewed seriousness, readiness, and resolve to shape global economic conversations. Senator Shettima spoke at the formal opening of the Nigeria House during the 2026 World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland.
Speaking, Vice President Kashim Shettima described the opening as a historic milestone in Nigeria's global economic engagement at the World Economic Forum 2026. The Vice President says nations do not prosper in isolation, noting that Nigeria's future growth depends on deliberate, structured global economic engagement. The Vice President says Nigeria's house is a response to past lapses, reflecting the country's seriousness, readiness, and resolve to engage globally with purpose.
We are here to engage the world from a position of strength. It's one of the world's largest emerging markets. Nigeria is a nation of over 242 million people today, with a median age of about 17 years. And the trajectory of global growth is facing Africa. And certainly, most certainly, Nigeria will make or mar that transition. May this house inspire the conversations we have come here to hold. And may it bridge the distance between the theories we adopt and the practices we must implement to deliver shared prosperity. Nigeria House is open.
Senator Shettima says senior leaders across investment, foreign affairs, energy, infrastructure, technology, climate, and culture were brought together under one roof. He, however, stressed that the House's true essence must be driven by the private sector. Senator Kashim Shettima invited global businesses to leverage Nigeria's house, saying Nigeria is open for business and open for collaboration. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Odowole, for her part, says the project reflects strong public-private partnership and economic rejuvenation. She highlighted President Tinubu's reform as incentives for increased private sector investment. Iharo Atta, ITV News.
The reconstructed Oedo Girls Senior School on Awo Street off First East Circular Road, Benin City, was during a week on Diary Review inaugurated by Governor Monday Okpebholo, bringing to an end years of abandonment of the learning facility. The reconstruction of the school followed a directive by Governor Monday Okpebholo aimed at ensuring that every child in Edo State has access to quality education in safe and conducive environment.
Governor Okpebholo, on arrival for the inauguration, was warmly received by jubilant students and staff who expressed gratitude to his administration for reviving what they described as a long-abandoned project and restoring hope to the learning environment. The governor commended the improvement in the school, including staffing and infrastructure boost, describing it as a clear indication that his administration's intervention in the education sector is yielding desired results. He assured the host community and schools management of government's commitment to addressing challenge of power supply and other areas of need.
One thing that gave me joy today is the number of teachers I'm seeing in this school. Because I remember some time ago, I came to one of the schools, I saw just 2 or 3 teachers, but today I'm seeing over 20. That shows that we are on the right direction. We're going to bring the light into this school. We continue to upgrade this school for the betterment of our children.
Earlier, the Commissioner for Education, Dr. Paddy Yamu, commended the project as a clear example of practical governance in action. He said the school before the intervention was an eyesore and a hub for nefarious activities.
What you are seeing today is a testament of a governor who is committed, a testament of a governor who is passionate about every Edo child. On behalf of the children, sir, we want to say thank you.
The reconstruction of Oredo Girls Secondary School is part of the Senator Monday Okpebholo-led administration's policy of revamping public schools and improving the quality of teaching and learning in Edo State. Kingsley Uchegbu, ITV News.
Now moving on, Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpebholo tasked contractors handling different road projects across the state on performance and accountability, threatening sanctions for non-performance during the week under review. The governor made the remark at a meeting he held with some major contractors handling different projects across the state and domiciled under the State Ministry of Health.
Edo State Commissioner for Works, Dr. Felix Akabue, said the meeting is to review activities of contractors, advising them to take advantage of the dry season to complete pending projects or risk sanctions. One of the contractors, Nazir Nasser, identified some areas of challenges.
As ministry, we continue to monitor them and we ensure that work are done according to specification. No compromise.
We had serious difficulty to execute the project. Actually, we were having some delay of payment, which the project was, let me say, on hold. And thank God, when Your Excellency and your administration came in, we had the go-ahead to continue the project.
In his remark, Governor Okpebholo frowned at the slow pace of some ongoing road projects. Just as he commended some performing contractors, he reiterated that he will not delay payments for ongoing contracts and warned contractors against compromising standards.
For me, what will give us joy in this thing is the performance of the projects. Funding has never been a problem. If we are considering to pay me quickly so that our work should do, then it will try as much as possible to hurry up to see that our job will pass.
Kingsley Uchegbu, ITV News.
Independent television and radio during the week under review was described as a strong promoter of family values and unification of families through its roles as trusted voice for information, education, culture, and community engagement. Convener of the Niger Delta Global Legacy Award, Jeremiah Onoge, made this statement during a courtesy visit to the management of the station, where he officially informed the management of its nomination for the Media Excellence and Public Impact Award.
In his remarks, the award convener and former National Public Relations Officer, Directors Guild of Nigeria, Jeremiah Onoge, disclosed that the Niger Delta Global Legacy Award is the first of its kind initiative that seeks to recognize brands and personalities whose works have contributed to the development of the Niger Delta while promoting films that project positive societal values. Mr. Onoge revealed that the award, scheduled for February 28, 2026, will feature the premiere of a movie titled Damage, while honoring outstanding organizations, including independent television and radio, in recognition of his outstanding commitment to responsible broadcasting.
Your media platform has played a vital role in shaping public opinion, promoting peace, and fostering unity in Edo State, in the Niger Delta region, and in Nigeria at large. So this is the reason we came to officially inform you of this nomination. Thank you very much, sir.
In his response, the managing director, Independent Television and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, affirmed the station's willingness to lend its platform to initiatives that promote positive values and meaningful content.
The platform, as you have said, is very disposed to ideas of this nature, especially from the angle of the content creation. Congratulations, and we will give the event the support that it deserves, and we'll say a big thank you.
The delegation thereafter formally presented a letter to the management of ITV and Radio. ITV's Executive Director of Finance and Administration, Lady Salarina Ujamo, General Manager Group Commercial Services, Madam Odun Balogun, General Manager Special Duties, Abiodun Mudashiru, and other members of management were in attendance. From Benin, Jola Diojo, ITV News.
From Kano State came a report during the week on their review that the 16th Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, enrolled for a law degree at the Northwest University, Kano, describing the decision as a fulfillment of a lifelong ambition.
Despite holding advanced academic qualifications, including a PhD, Emir Muhammadu Sanusi II says his desire to study law has always been personal and intellectual. The monarch, who is now pursuing his third bachelor degree, says law remains central to the building of a stable and just society. He dismissed speculation linking his decision to pass court cases, explaining that he chose Northwest University because it is owned by the Kano State government and offered him admission.
It's actually my third bachelor's degree I'm going for. At my happiest in the classroom, either studying or teaching, because it's a process of learning. And for me, it's a great opportunity to do a subject I've always wanted to do. It is a subject that we all need to live with because the law is all over around us.
The Emir also commended the discipline of the students at the university and encouraged Nigerians to embrace lifelong learning, while calling on the government and other private sector to invest more in education infrastructure. The development has continued to attract public attention, with many describing it as a strong message on the importance of education at all stages of life. Abdul Ibrahim, ITV.
In case you're just joining us, the program is News Review. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, the program News Review will continue. Please do stay tuned. Thank you so much for staying tuned to the program News Review. Now moving on. Edo State Police Command during the week under review arrested a 42-year-old man, Osabohin Egariwa, in connection with the mother of his girlfriend, Joy Jerome, in Ikpe community, Ikpobaka local government area of Edo State. The command's public relations officer, who briefed newsmen, disclosed that the suspects allegedly killed his girlfriend over accusations of infidelity and disposed her body in a river. She confirmed that the suspect has confessed to the crime and is currently in police custody.
According to the police public relations officer, ASP Enoy Koedem, the Ohe of Ikpe community reported on January 10, 2026, that the lifeless body of a young woman was discovered by the roadside close to a river in the community. She explained that operatives from the Idogbo Police Division promptly responded, and the body identified was that of Joy Jerome, who was evacuated to a hospital where she was confirmed dead and deposited at the Stella Obasanjo mortuary. ASP Koedem said investigation led to the arrest of Osabohin Egereva, a commercial minibus driver who allegedly killed his girlfriend, Joy Jerome, following an argument over infidelity.
On the 9th of January 2026, he picked Joy up, and on the way to his house, an argument ensued between both of them, and in the heat of the moment, he parked the vehicle and picked up a piece of wood and hit her all over her body, and including her neck. She fainted, and when he noticed that she was no longer moving, he quickly rushed her to the hospital, where she was confirmed dead on arrival. He then, out of panic, drove her to Ikpe community, close to the river, dumped the body there, and that's where she was discovered the next day. The suspect has been arrested. He is currently in custody, and he has confessed to this crime.
The PRO advised members of the public, particularly young women, to exercise caution in their relationships,
avoid abusive relationships altogether, avoid quarrels at lonely places or lonely parts with hot-tempered partners, and always report promptly every domestic violence to the nearest police station to you.
From Benin, Jola Dioju, ITV News.
In the same vein, we reported during Week 1 Diary Review that the Delta State Police Commissioner, Mr. Aino Adeshola, linked drug abuse to major causes of murder, especially amongst youths in the state. CP Aino made the remark during a media briefing at the police headquarters in Delta State.
According to the police public relations officer, ASP Enoy Koedem, the Ohe of Ikpe community reported on January 10, 2026, that the lifeless body of a young woman was discovered by the roadside close to a river in the community. She explained that operatives from the Idogbo Police Division promptly responded, and the body identified was that of Joy Jerome, who was evacuated to a hospital where she was confirmed dead and deposited at the Stella Obasanjo mortuary. ASP Koedem said investigation led to the arrest of Osabohe Igereva, a commercial minibus driver who allegedly killed his girlfriend, Joy Jerome, following an argument over infidelity.
On the 9th of January 2026, he picked Joy up, and on the way to his house, an argument ensued between both of them, and in the heat of the moment, he parked the vehicle and picked up a piece of wood and hit her all over her body, and including her neck. She fainted, and when he noticed that she was no longer moving, he quickly rushed her to the hospital, where she was confirmed dead on arrival. He then, out of panic, drove her to Ikpe community close to the river, dumped the body there, and that's where she was discovered the next day. The suspect has been arrested. He is currently in custody, and he has confessed to this crime.
The PRO advised members of the public, particularly young women, to exercise caution in their relationships.
Avoid abusive relationships altogether. Avoid quarrels at lonely places or lonely parts with hot-tempered partners, and always report promptly every domestic violence to the nearest police station to you.
From Benin, Jola Dioju, ITV News.
The Commissioner of Police, SP Aino Adeshola, reeling out statistics of the achievements in the past year, said the command had sustained fight against courtesan, kidnapping, and drug abuse following a series of intelligence which led to the raids of hideouts of the criminal elements. SP Aino said he has, however, directed area commanders, divisional police officers to sustain raiding of hideouts of all drugs cartel across the 25 local government areas of the state and bring perpetrators to justice.
The command under my leadership will not relent in their fight against sales and abuse of drugs. We will continue to raid every suspected areas, hideouts, and criminal houses where drugs are being peddled. We will not let them rest. I also urge the members of the public, particularly those in the state, to support and cooperate with the state government and police in the fight against crime.
The Commissioner of Police later displayed illicit drugs recovered from the drug barons and weapons recovered from the hoodlums. SP Aino reaffirmed the command's commitment to the protection of life and property and assured residents of adequate security across the state. From Asaba, Benga Hamed, ITV News.
Now moving on, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, FCT Commandant Dr. Lushola Odumosu, says the command has intensified its fight against vandalism, illegal mining and other acts of economic sabotage, arresting 112 vendors and no fewer than 50 illegal miners. The commandant disclosed this on Tuesday last week at the decoration ceremony of the newly promoted 402 officers of the command in Abuja.
in a bid to boost morale and strengthen the nation's security architecture. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) promoted 402 officers in the FCT command. During the ceremony, the NSCDC FCT commandant Dr. Lushala Odumosu urged the promoted officers to see their new rank as a call to higher responsibility, greater discipline, and enhanced service delivery. He highlighted some of the achievements of the Corps within a year.
The command has also intensified its fight against vandalism, illegal mining, and other acts of economic sabotage. Recorded in 2025, arrest of 112 vandals and no fewer than 50 illegal miners, followed by successful prosecution that have helped deter criminal activities. To the newly promoted officer,
one can't help but wonder, will this be the game-changer FCT security needs, or just another false hope in a sea of promises? Only time will tell. From Abuja, Victoria Lawal, ITV News.
With that report, we'll call it a wrap on today's edition of a program news review for this week. Don't forget to keep it to test next week Sunday. We shall be bringing you the program news review again. I am Deborah Ivie Ubefun. I'll see you next week. Do have a lovely week ahead. Bye for now.
Certainly the best.
I am Patricia Uremu Gabriels, and we're reaching you live from our Lagos Network studio. Of course, Women in Conversation is a program designed for women to discuss about themselves. And today, I am not doing this alone. I have with me on set, seated so pretty, wanting to discuss the topics that we have here today. I have with me on the left, on my immediate left, Abiodun Dejawo. Abiodun Dejawo is a trained social worker in the UK, and she's the CEO of Abigail Court Limited. And on to the far left is Princess Edith Madejemo. Princess Edith Madejemo is a CEO of Freight Gold Global Limited. You girls are welcome. Let me call you girls because you're all sitting pretty. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
In seeking and in acquiring education and finances, you meet another person, you meet someone along the line and you think it's suitable for you. You go ahead and marry.
Is this question for a lady or for men?
For a lady.
For a lady.
This is women's conversation.
Okay, good. I believe in the idea of grooming a lady, getting education, learning a trade, learn something, find something doing before you think of marriage. The man is not a central bank of Nigeria. So you don't expect another...
Even central bank is borrowing right now.
So you don't expect another man's child to come tomorrow and finance you from head to toe. What are you doing? The God gave us hands to work, and he said anything your hands find in doing, I will bless. Why don't you, as a parent, educate your child? Fine. And as you, my people will say, if they born you, you go born yourself. So as you are growing, you begin to acquire some knowledge. If it's skill, acquire skill. There's a lot of people out there that have good skill and they are making waves. You know, you have to make yourself okay first before you think of marriage. You don't go into marriage and depend on your husband as if he's your father. You understand? The Bible says we are helpmates. How will you be a helpmate when you have nothing to offer? There is this going that is this thing that is flying on, or this saying that they are asking of what do you bring to the table? We bring a lot of things to the table. You can't bring something to the table when you don't have nothing to offer. You only bring something to the table when you have something to offer. So if you ask me, I would say it's good to equip yourself, whether you get the degrees, you get job, you get business. So that when you get to that marriage, you know, any marriage where there is, when you hear there is gbas-gbos, it boils down to finance. No money, no romance, no attention. At least, if you not dey slap, you go dey blow. So if you don't have
okay, processing it. If you not dey slap, you go dey blow. That's what Edith said. So I mean, you have to just equip yourself. It doesn't really stop you from getting married at the right age, while you're still, you know, trying to put yourself together to meet the right person. Like Edith said, get yourself equipped. It could be business, it could be the certificate, it could be learning, you know, a trade, anything. Just get yourself equipped so that when you get into the marriage and there's gbas-gbos, like she said, you will know the right thing to do. The right thing is not to be divorced or run out of the marriage immediately because you feel you're financially capable. I mean, they shook about it and see if it can be resolved. But when it comes to domestic violence, I think I advise that you separate for a minute and seek counsels from people that needs to advise you guys. Okay, so let's go on the short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. It's still Women in Conversation, still seated here with Abiodun and Princess Edith, making us understand things about marriage. Marriage does not have a particular age. That's what the two of them about the breadwinner. What happens when the breadwinner breaks and the woman, you know, is the one that is earning more than the breadwinner now, and the woman is the one taking care of the house? Do you think there will still be much respect for the man in the house?
Is that question to me?
Let's start with you, Edith. Okay, so let's assume your husband now, probably along the line, develop financial hiccups, you know, because sometimes it's not all the time that is smooth. You know, there are times that it could be down, maybe business, or maybe he was laid out from his job.
Now you want to get me emotional.
And no, I'm not going to get you emotional. Please, darling, don't. Okay, so, and now you are the breadwinner of the house. Do you...
Not a curse. You should see it as not a curse. You should see it as a blessing in disguise. Don't allow your ego to overcloud you. I would say to the man, appreciate her, value her, and you will get the best of her. You understand? When issue arises when the woman is the breadwinner or earn higher than the man, and the man ego becloud him, and he doesn't seem to respect the lady, he doesn't seem to allow the lady to talk anymore because he feels now he's down. You know, when a man is down financially, his ego is, you know, we just trigger.
You know, because I have seen a home where the man's finances came down and the wife took over. And each time she wants to take a decision, you know, like, okay, maybe we should buy this or don't buy this for now. And the man flares up.
Yes,
that's where I'm going. That's
where I'm going.
Okay, yes.
Because if you don't allow your ego to becloud you, you will allow the woman to do some certain things without bringing in the word like as if because you are the owner of the money, because you earn higher than me, you understand? You still allow her to run the house while you are, you know, you go side by side with her. And to the lady that earn higher, you shouldn't expose the man to ridicule. You shouldn't expose the man to the family or to the society that you earn higher than him. You know, for a woman that is that is humble and has a good upbringing, she will still be submissive. She will still be submissive and still be respectful. But because you are the man that has a woman that earn more than, like I said, don't let everybody know that, oh, because she's the one that brings the money, you know, that's why she's doing like that. That's why she's buying this. That's why she's spending money like this. You shouldn't see that. If you still put yourself in the line and align with her, correct her when necessary, draw her attention when necessary. There, I know this is this. We have to do this. We have to do this. Please, let's sit down and think about it. Let's sit down and draw a line so that you have a good home Not whenever the woman is doing something, you just throw it at her like, is it because you are the one buying it? You know, you're going to also make her. That's where the anger will come from the woman. Like, why are you talking like this? Because the woman has not even, insecurity is what is troubling the man that way. The man has not even talked about that. She's not even acting it. Because of the insecurity and the ego in the man, he's already all over.
Okay, Abiodun, let me come to you. Do you think it's actually insecurity that will make the man want to behave like that? Because honestly, I have seen homes like that, where the man gets very upset and says, oh, in fact, there's a case they brought to me. You know, the man was down. The chips were really, really down for him. And the wife picked it up from wherever he stopped and even went as far as renting a house for them to move in. But the man came to the house to talk to me about it. And he was drunk.
Yeah.
He was drunk and he was saying, I don't blame her. Is it because she's the one bringing the money? When I was bringing the money, who had? Do you think the woman must have triggered this attitude in the man to make him to have gone to drink and want to feel bad that is the wife bringing in money?
I've read a case like that and similar cases. I've seen different things happen and different people act differently, in the sense that I've seen a case where the wife was the breadwinner. She supported the husband. She was submissive and she did everything she could. She was there, but the man never appreciated, and the same thing coming on drunk and all that. But I don't think it's fair. But you do, things like this happen. But it's obviously insecurity. But you must know who you marry as well. I mean, those are the things you probably talk about. That's why I say it's always good to get proper counseling. But you know, so that the long stay. But some people are already in it. So to me, it's a lot insecurity, and some cases, even if the woman tries her best to cover up, to be, say, front that is her husband that is earning that money. Because I was going to say, you know, even if you are the one, because the man is supposed to be the head, you know, in the Bible it says the two shall become one flesh. So whatever you're going through it together. So to me, as much as possible, you know, to respect and honor the man, because you know, is during this time, depending on who you marry, you know, some people marry a rich knowing that, you know, so they don't mind, you know, and they live with that and they don't care what people say. If the woman is richer, but they're happy and they're raising their kids. But in some cases, that was not how it started. But then it started like that, and then the man starts feeling uncomfortable or things like that. Then I think it's also the wife's place to support as much as possible, to try and respect him and put him, make, you know, ego is when he's probably, you know, maybe as much as not let people know, you know, that you are the one, you know, bringing the money in. And even, you know, so to me, it's like, it's insecurity. And I see a way, marriage is a partnership, it's a lifelong journey. Sometimes today the woman might be up, or might be the man down, or whatever. So, and people pressure on what people say. You know, people don't even help in the marriage when they say, "Oh, it's the wife that is because I had a cousin when they said he went out and the one said it's your wife that is looking after you. So you know, shut up, don't you know?" So things like that. Why should you? If you know, for me, if I was the wife, like I'll cover my husband. Do you understand? And protect him in the sense that he's one purse, yeah. And you know, we come on this journey together. We protect one another, and while we carry each other along, you know, when the money comes, because sometimes it could be the man's connection that is making the woman make the money.
Yeah.
You don't know what agreement they have, you know, but it's because maybe the man's strength is not in communication as good as the wife, and she goes away, but it's the man's connection. Without that man's connection, the woman will not make, and she's bringing it. So they come and they enjoy the money together with the family. You know, to me, you know, it's not, you know, this when you got married, you know what you're going into it. So whoever becomes rich at the point of it, just know that your life should change together.
Okay,
and you should not bring anybody down.
Thank you, Abiodun. And Princess, I'm coming back to you now. Abiodun said something, say cover your husband. What if in a situation where the woman had covered the man, had tried to make the public know that, okay, this money is my husband, is not me spending? Because I saw a clip somewhere where the children of this husband and wife buys their mom everything. And when it comes to their father, they just buy him maybe walking stick or something, and then the man got upset and said, what the heck, what's going on here? Why are you just walking stick or singlet, or what's the meaning of this? And then you buy your mom heaven and earth. What's going on here? Then the child answered, the daughter answered and said, Dad, Mom has always been there for me.
Oh my God.
Where were you? And then the man said, you say? What did you say? And then the woman came out from the bedroom and said, no, that's a wrong perception. That every money that I gave you children, or whatever I did for you children, was your dad's money.
Good woman.
Your dad was actually giving me that money because he was busy working. So he says, okay, I think the children will need this, the children will need that, do it for them. Okay. So, but there are some also situations where the woman has tried to cover the man, had tried to say, oh no, it's the man that is doing this and the man that is doing that. And the man still gets this upset that, what's wrong with you? You're in public doing anyhow because you think you're the one bringing the money. If it's in that situation, what do you want the woman to do? What do you advise the woman to do?
That was where I said you want to get me emotional. I've been in that shoe. And I hate using myself as a case study when I'm seated, you know, in the front of camera. I've been in a situation where I used my money to buy a car, and I bought the car in my ex-husband's name. And he was surprised. But in the long run, he was like, did I beg you? Did I ask you to buy a car and use my name to pay for the car? That was my first car. You know, I've been in that situation. There are some men that are very ungrateful. You understand? No matter what you do to please them, no matter what you do to bring the home together, they never appreciate. Rather, they try to suppress you. You know, but there are some men, the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. You have found a wife. Expect good things. Expect favor from the Lord. It can come in any form. You understand? So, you, the woman that is any more than the man, try as much as possible not to paint it everywhere. Try as much as possible not to let everybody know that, okay, you actually the one.
You're getting very emotional. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. It's still Women in Conversation. I still have Abiodun and Princess in the house. And we were talking about women that are earning more than their husbands, and then the men start nagging and all that. And it went very emotional because she said she's been in such situation. And so I decided we should go on a short break so that she could put herself together. Edith, are you okay now?
Very well.
Okay.
I'm okay.
So thank you for saying your experience. Okay. But I also asked the question, in a situation where the woman had tried and done her best to cover up for the man, and the man is still nagging because he's insecure, what do you think the woman should do?
You give him a space. You give him space. If you have one or two persons to talk to one or two persons that you feel can cancel you or can cancel both of you. And if he's still adamant in his stand or his opinion, you give him a space. I'm not saying you should walk out of the marriage at that point because there's no violence, and there maybe not be any cogent reason for you to leave. Maybe he's just not comfortable with you any higher, or you paying the bills, or you know, is feeling less of himself. Maybe you can sit down and talk it over. You can't quit your job because of him. You know, you can't stop whatever business you are doing because of him, because the home needs to be run, the children need to go to school, you know, the rent has to be paid. Then I would suggest you take a break. There are times you retreat to reinforce. So at times you just take a break. If it's to travel, if it's to go on vacation, if it's to go to even his auntie's house, his relative house, you know, where he will be free and say that, okay, you're not going to do something stupid. You can just travel if need be. Maybe when he's by himself, he will come to realize that he really needs to appreciate what he has. That's my opinion.
Your opinion is fantastic. Abiodun, now Edith has told us and given us her own opinion. Okay, so but I also want to draw your attention to the kinds of words that comes out from some men in a situation like this. I have also heard a man say to the wife who brings the food to the table? Because they keep asking what do you bring to the table.
It's just to
talk you down.
Just to make you feel less of yourself, just to make them be above you. You know, men want to be the head at all costs. Actually, they are the head. There is this actually they are the head, you understand, but the woman is the neck. The head can't move anywhere without the neck. You understand? So they want to do everything humanly possible to bring you down, to make them the head. Meanwhile, they are going about it the wrong way.
The wrong way.
Yeah, that's the wrong way. Rather, I will believe you, sit her down. Madam, you are the one earning money at this point. I don't know how much you can be giving to the house at this point. You can pay it to the account while I go there to withdraw it. There are cases like that. The woman earns maybe 500,000 naira, and at the end of the month, she pays 300,000 naira to the bank account. Maybe they have a joint account, which the man have access to. The man, then they list out their needs for the month. The man now have access to the money, and he's have access to spend, buy this for the house
without asking the
wife, repair the house. But they have an agreement. This is where understanding comes in the marriage. Understanding. Communication,
yes.
You know, you don't have access to the money by yourself. Nobody know what you are doing. Nobody know where the money come from. That is when the woman is also ready to make it workable. You understand? Then the man can take his ATM, you repair the car, service the generator, anything that you need, you know you can do. You fix everything without anybody knowing.
Yeah. Abiodun, in a situation where the man calls the woman names,
I don't think it's acceptable. You know, to do good and you have evil done back to you, because, you know, to me also we have to look at it holistically. For the man to do that is wrong, but we don't, if it's like the woman has done all that she knows to do and she still gets that, I don't think that is not acceptable. That is not acceptable. That is basically, because the marriage is teamwork, it's partnership, and you should see it as one purse. But as we know, until we get the full story around it, that's when we'll be able to determine with counsel what is actually wrong. Because for him to be saying that, you know, to me, is this something that he has seen? Maybe a change in the woman's attitude towards him, or maybe he has seen a phone or seen something that she's going to see, or he's heard something. Because I do know some cases where the husband will say, you know, maybe the friends will go and tell him that your wife is this. So for him to have said that to his wife, unless he's got mental issues, no, because how would you, if somebody is being good to you and trying her best to support the family, and she's doing it in a right way, she's not sleeping with other men or your friend or anything, and then you come back and say it, unless it's out of spite because of this security, and you're seeing your wife succeed. There's something that Edith said, that support your wife, you know, support each other. If she's doing well in whatever, support so that she can get more, and this for the blessing of you. Obviously, if she starts changing the communication, talk about it. Wifey, you're beginning to have big head, you know, this is not what we planned. And come down to get, because you can, you know, once you start to, you know, earn more money and everything, you might feel a bit more things. So you need, that's why humility and having the right counsel and respect, you know, from the very beginning, knowing that, you know, so, you know, at every stage, marriages go through things. So you just need
okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Abiodun. I think we'll come to the this is how far we can go today. But before we call it a day, I'm going to be asking you in 1 minute, what is your advice for girls out there that are so desperate to be married?
My advice to young ladies out there is about marriages, not to be desperate, be ready physically, emotionally, psychologically, and maturely. And marry a partner that has something in common with you, somebody that you can vibe with, somebody that have the same belief and religion with you. Thank you.
Okay, Abiodun, to you. One advice to the breadwinners in the house, if it has to be a woman, what will you advise her?
If the woman, to me, just do a PET analysis. And to me, this is what, you know, PET analysis is, you know, look at your situation, psychologically, look at your situation economically, and look at it socially, and strength. And then I do a SWOT. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses, opportunity, and threats in this situation that you're in? So analyze it and then come with something, a goal to be able to make sure that you don't fall into any trap where we find what we're saying, where your husband will not be happy, or your children, because you're trying to keep your marriage, your children. So just do all these analysis, and to make sure that wisdom guides you all, and look at the end results. What do you want to gain out of it peacefully and in a happy home?
Thank you so much, Abiodun. Edie just advised us. She says, don't be in a hurry to get married. There's no age limit in marriage. And Abiodun here too also has advised the women out there who are the breadwinner for now. She says, do it with wisdom. Don't do things that will make your children are disappointed in you, as much as you're trying to make sure the home is being run. This is how much we can go today. Thank you, girls, for joining us. Yes, I keep calling you girls because you are sitting pretty.
I'm a baby girl.
Yes,
I'm a baby
Thank you, girls, for joining me today. We're going to be doing the same time tomorrow. Sit back and enjoy yourself. I am Patricia Uremoke-Bruce.
ITV, certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.